So we're going to go through some fundamentals on side control. And one thing is, side control is extremely difficult to get out of if the person has zero intention of moving. They just want to hold you. You know what I mean? So it's the same as a couple of positions. If they simply want to hold you, then they're not willing to upgrade or take risks and hold you. It can be quite a difficult position to get out of. A lot of the time that happens is it's not because of where you are, it's because of how they got there. So they normally clear your frames and et cetera, et cetera. So what we're going to do today is we're going to have a look at, from the top person's point of view, we're going to work on a side control that I prefer for competition. And then we're going to have a look at the upgrade, and I'll explain why we'll do it. So first of all, I'm just going to grab Dempsey onto his back, head that way, legs that way. The most common side control is what we call chest-to-chest side control for crossface. It's the most common, so you know, like it's chest-to-chest, I have the crossface, and my focus is to keep the pressure on Dempsey's head and to lock his shoulders, so like we're chest-to-chest, so it's very hard for Dempsey to get the space in and the frames in, you know, to get away. The downfall or the issue with the chink in the arm on the side control is that if Dempsey simply walks his feet away from me, okay, turns his knees back in, drives his knees to his chest, he's got this really nice easy guard recovery. The main reason being is I'm controlling the top half of his body, the bottom half's free. So you don't have to breach, you can simply start to walk away. It's one of the biggest things I see is people get so obsessed on the contact point. Like, you know, I'm holding you down, I've got to get my frames, I've got to get my frames in. Where if you think about what you can move instead of what you can't move, you start to get a bit of a gain. And it doesn't necessarily even mean that you're going to be able to get your guard back, but you're going to create space to be able to start to move. So the real simple drill is we're going to get crossface, and I have the inside, so Dempsey's on hands on the outside, which is, you know, a stupidly bad position to be in. But, you know, shit happens, okay? So a little bit of pressure, so chest to chest, a little bit of pressure, and my job is to try and hold Dempsey's back on the ground. So like I said, Dempsey just starts to walk his feet away. Now, this is the hardest part. Turn your knees back in. Slide your bottom knee through. Cool. Turn both knees to the ceiling. And back in. No, so this is going to put you from being underneath in, you know, a fairly terrible position to getting back into your guard. Now, the reason you have your arms on top is now you can overhook the person. So you're turning the negative from side control with your hands on the bad side to inside your guard. We have an overhook system where you're now on the positive or the good side. Thank you, Nancy. Michael? So there's no bridging, and it works better when the person actually is trying to hold you down. You know, so this doesn't work as well when there's no intent. So, chest, and give me a hug. No, it's been a while. Okay, so we're here. So apply a little bit of crossface. So because I'm pushing that way, just walk your legs that way. Now, turn your knees back in. Boom, once knees go through, turn knees to the ceiling. And now, your position on side control, which was really bad, now becomes into an asset. Because, you know, you can hold me down, now I find this very hard, so you can now overhook my hand, underhook, etc., etc. Okay, start with class 23. Sometimes we have what we call like unrealistic expectations. So if Emma's holding me down from here, and if Emma's on her knees, this is better for me because by default there's already space. You know, so I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just walk away. This is really easy to do. But let's just say that Emma is flat. Right, so my hand's on the bad side. So if on the camera, like there's pressure, and this is really bad. Right, let's speak on this one. Okay. So the deal, once again, and this is things, I can't get my frame on the inside, so my hands, so I'm not going to use them. I don't want to try and bring my hands on the inside and get caught in a kimura or head arm choke, etc. So watch, walk your legs. So I'm going to turn my hips this way. I'll walk. Lift it back. And look, if Emma's flat to the ground, like, and there's no space, and let's just say she's going to go, I'm going to drop my hip down, I'm going to block Adam's leg out from coming in. You know, so I'll walk away. And as I turn, there's no space. Right, so I can't bring my leg back through because she's got the control from here. Right, all I'm going to start to do is I'm going to start to rescue my frame, start to push, hands come back on the inside, here. So she can either block my legs from coming through, or she can block my frames from coming through. It's really difficult to do both. And this might be a little bit of a battle, but you're in a really bad position. So anytime that I feel Emma's hip drop down this side, I'll frame back up on the inside. And like, you know, I can't get my knees through because her weight's down, but I can now start to at least attack and start to move. So that, you know, that's one of the biggest things that is, like, if Emma's right hip's down, I attack her left side. If Emma's left hip's down, I attack her right side. If she's dead flat, I'll move away to create space. So let's just say that Emma's like flat, and her knees are spread, and it's pretty even between left and right. Okay, so if I move away, I'm going to start to create space as I turn. This is just going to start to get the rollover really
Never
easy.
done that, and I think this is why.
Yeah, like this is because from here, so she's like, and I see sometimes people are pushing and shoving up. Just going to go, okay, walk away, block the hip. I'm just going to take the rollover. Okay, so just have a quick little play around with the different ones. So person on top, hips flat, hips left, hips right, person on the bottom, just try and deal with the side, and we're going to start to pick up the pace a little bit and kind of go what if. So the person on top, your job, you're either dead flat, we roll them over, we're switching base forward, so the space is on the front side, our frames come in. If they're switching base reverse, the frames, the space on the back side, our knees come in. Three side controls, 3 choices. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Okay. So we're going to have a look at the transition. I call this forklift side control, and the reason being is I want to have both hands on to my side, like a forklift or a bulldozer, where I'm trying to tip my partner away from me. The more that his hips, shoulders, and knees are facing away from me, the harder it is for him to rescue guard. The second thing about it is the more that I get what I call back exposure, but it needs to cook him a little bit. So the thing that I see about side control, Steve's got his frames on the inside, he's doing great jiu-jitsu, is there's a couple of things that we need to be aware of. Number one is this, is anytime that my head is facing forwards towards my partner, my partner can get frame system what we call on the back side of my head. This will create space where Steve can now elevate me and have what we call a usable space. Secondly is my weighted point goes more onto the forearm and onto the wrist. Because Steve wants to elevate the elbow, it doesn't do me any good. So what I see good with, they kind of go like this. I'll concentrate on like locking Steve down here, and Steve just slowly lifts his elbow. It's almost like, oh man, you know, the most easy roll over. So we're going to do two things, which is going to put me into a far better position to start to control the outcome of side control. And they're very simple, but I see people like it, but it's against the grain. Okay. So number one is when I get the side control position, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my head so I'm facing the legs. I'm going to drop my weight down onto his elbow. So here, Steve raises his elbow. So I kill the underhook and I kill the lifting. And all it is because he's on the back side of my head so I can lift. Because I turn, it's now on the front side. So, and look, you know, he's going to elbow me in the throat, but you know, like I'm pretty tough, I can handle this. Second thing is, once I've got this control, my hand comes round and I forklift my partner. So now this hand becomes null and void. He can push up, lift up, whatever he wants to. He can underhook, he can do whatever he wants to do. It's null and void. So I understand that he's going to use his right hand because that's the only hand he can do. So generally what it is I push. So as I push, I switch my base. This is where I want to be. But he's pushed me and he's taken his frame system out. So his secondary, or the major frame's behind my back, it's almost null and void. The second hand is in front, so it's in kimura territory or armbar territory. This is where I want to be. So let's have a look at this again, slow motion. Just if some of you have sore elbows and shoulders, you're probably going to tap from this because there's a bit of pressure, especially when I drop my hip onto this arm. I can almost get like a kimura on this. It's not an intention, but just be aware of it. So if you do have dodgy shoulders and elbows, just be aware that it will cause a bit of pain. Okay, so one is we start with a standard, so I'll pass the guard, I'll get to here. So first things first, turn my head and put my weight down on the elbow. As Steve tries to push away, I don't take this hand out first. One hand comes over, then I switch. Okay. Generally what will happen is I now switch my base from here and we wait. If I want to clear the frame behind my back, I hold the leg and I hip escape to clear the frame. My knee stays in contact with the hip. This way, if Steve does hip escape and tries to rescue guard, my leg's in the way, because my knee's here, it's above the knee, which makes this very hard to rescue. Secondly is, right, as he does hip escape, he has to come up with both feet. I can now control the leg and put myself in a position where I can upgrade really easy. I'm not going to upgrade yet, we're just going to go to this position. Okay, you can have your head facing that way, Steve. Okay. So, from here. Now one is, anytime that my head's facing forward, his backside, he can lift up. No, there's not a backside. His elbow's backside. So no, first things first is, turn my head, go to the lever. As that goes here, it creates space, so I'm over 1 and I'm under 2. Now this is what I mean, if I drive my hip in and slowly drop, I'm going to get like a figure 4 kimura on that arm. So they're generally going to go my figure 4 kimura, so they move. Switch from here. To get to the front side is hands here, knee here, and just start to hip escape away. Sometimes the elbow stays up, it's okay. Don't worry about it. I'm going to sit. I'll make sure my hand is under or holding. I don't want it on top. Make sure my hand is under or holding. I don't want it on top. As Steve starts to hip escape or to move, far side, bring the knee to me and push it to the ground. For those of you that got a sore back, this is a really nice way to relieve the pain as well. It's a nice little tension releaser. And we're going to stop here. Okay. Do you want to see that? Are you okay?
Should be right.
Okay. So we're going to change punch, guys. 1, 2, 3. Right. Side control. So Emma's crossing me over, so she's got the hand over the top, hand underneath my bum from here. Now, this is the thing, right, is if I hip escape from here, the distance Emma has to step to go to mount is, which gives me quite a large amount of time. So as Emma drops it, so that, it's better for me. So Emma drops her hip down first of all, and now back steps. So what happens is, I've still blocked out the frame, which is okay. For me to bridge, I have to commit both of my feet. Now, if you turn my knees away, you're making the distance to upgrade larger and I'll be able to block it out. So what we'll do is we'll put our hand onto the outside of the knee. And now, see this valley? We're going to pull the knee inside the valley. So like I'm going to wrestle up kind of thing. Now, even if I bridge, even if I commit to it, if you keep your weight to the top side of my head and your head's facing the ground, not up in the air, it pins me. So this is really hard for me to drive. What I see people do is, as I said, they lift their head up, and that's how I get the rollover. This is one of the most common mistakes I see people do is, as I step, they kind of step up and they want to go, I'll clear the gap. So as I drive forward over me, all the weight, so this is very easy for me to start to turn them over. So what we want to do instead is this. We want to grab the knee, we want to put the knee inside the belly. Now all we do is step our foot where our hand is. That's it. So now, the part that I see people make a mistake is this. They try and put their knee on the ground. That still allows me to hip escape and to move. So let's talk about the process. Emma's now going to simply start to straighten her right leg. So that makes so I can't bridge and move because my leg's now dead straight. Secondly is this, if Emma now puts the knee on the ground, it's going to roll me over and she's got the brake line, which makes it easier. So I still can't bridge. So even if I try and bridge, she can kick my leg out. So the part that I see people make a mistake is, number one is the distance management is wrong because they try and step from here. So there's a valley, pull my knee into the valley. I want to turn around just a little bit so we're on the camera. Okay, so if you jump on that side, guys, you stay here, you're beautiful, don't even change. Hand goes up.
It's smooth.
Yeah.
So,
Time for that stuff.
knee goes into the valley. Okay, you can't step in this area because I'm controlling it with my hand. I'm going to stop you from going to knee right and stepping over. So you put your foot behind my knee. I'm going to explain this in a second. Why didn't they grab your knee? Okay, we'll cover that in a second. So now what I see is they put their knee on the ground, but when they put their knee on the ground, I still have hip control. So if you straighten your leg and locks it's almost like a knee bar. So I'm going to be like, I don't want a knee bar, so I'm going to drive backwards. Now, when you're here, your knee goes up, your knee goes up. So both knees slide up. So you're super high. the second thing about it is that you've already got that, you've got the inside position on me. So I've got the inside position on you, but my hands on the outside. You don't want my hands on the inside, so they're framed. Last thing is I want you guys to grapevine. 1 and 2. So once you're here, I can't boot you, and you can take your time to move. Drive your hips through me and make this incredibly heavy. You know, for like 62 kilo, baby, you're very, very heavy. Okay. One more time. How's that, babe?
Yep.
Okay. See? So hand goes over my head from here. So what you're going to find is that they're going to frame. So if you use your right hand to hold my hip on your side, and now move your bum towards my head. So that gets rid of this frame. So now null and void, like I'm pushing where you want to go. So I have to bridge. There's not many other options. I have to move away. Your right hand goes to the outside of my knee, and you cross my knee over. So you pull my knee into the valley, step over, and straighten your right leg. So when it's straight, it's almost like a knee bar. And I can't bridge anymore. So now put both knees on the ground and slide both knees high. If my hand's on the inside, this is perfect for arm bar, kimura. But I want to consolidate the position first. So we're going to grapevine. So we're going to put both our feet under, 1 and 2, and not cook them. This is terrible for me. So even if I do get my hand out, all you've got to do is take all your weight off your knees, off your hands, and put your weight through your step, chest, and into me. Like, you know, so this is cool. Now, kick your legs out wide. So this is kind of like, I can't move. Okay. So I want you to get to the top position to cook them. Once you're out, you don't have to move now. Just be super heavy, be super stubborn, and make them hurt. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Doing this, it was really hard to explain to people, and it was called a lot of kimura, and it was really hard to do. And a lot of people like, I can't get it, you know, like, so the lot of kimura, and they could get the position, but the finishing mechanic's quite difficult to do from where you are. So we're just going to have a look at it today and explain how to finish it, and sometimes why it doesn't work. So I'm just going to grab Emma onto side control this time. Not saying that you don't know how to finish it or anything like that. Okay. So she hands over my head, switch face reverse, and she's got the position from here. And what's going to happen is she's going to grab my leg to move it. So I'm going to grab her wrist to stop it. And what I've found that people do is, like, you know, I said, okay, you know, like, so use your right hand to grab my wrist. And this becomes a really hard battle. Like, there's no way I'm going to let you kimura me. Like, I'm going to be here. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to take our right hand, just going to punch our right hand straight to the ground. Boom. Drive our left hand underneath and put your left hand as close to my chest as you can. That's it. Okay, so job's done. Okay, start to walk your bum around towards my head. Keep going. So now, the mechanic becomes weak. Yeah, pull your right hand away from me and towards my legs. Now, grip over the top. Nice. Now, switch your base and drive your left hand under. Switch your base, so that, yep. Okay. Right. So the mechanic's a totally different mechanic to what you think it is to finish it. This comes on super fast. I have old man shoulders as well, so yeah. Don't worry, mate. It's okay. Look, I'm competing in 3 weeks in California. So the deal is, like, as Emma grabs, this is one of the most common things. Whether I'm trying to shoot, that you're going to get people trying to shoot the underhook. All we do is we don't worry about that hand. We just do that hand. So let's just say, like, we'll do the first one. I grab the wrist. This isn't a hand fight. You're going to win from here. So first thing is punch your hand onto the ground. Yeah. So that locks it in. So now as you beat, walk around behind me, you drive your left hand deeper underneath. Now, pull your right hand out, so secret, come over the top. Now, I don't have the kimura, but my arm's locked. If I'm being really stubborn, slowly start to push your right hand away from me, and you're going to get an arm bar here anyway, using your left hand as a fulcrum. So I don't want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and hide my hand under. Switch your base. Use that to lift my elbow up. Now, if I'm super stubborn, put that leg over my head. Nice. Now, full isolation.
I can't. Like, even if you're hyper flexible, you're going to get yacked. So concentrate on this. Keep my palm on the ground and lift my elbow up. One more time. So switch base, you grab my leg, so I'll grab your hand. And this is a hand fight that I'll win because my C grip is away. So what will happen is you punch this nice and deep and you punch that hand to the ground. But now, before you do anything else, just start to walk your butt towards my, and that will turn me. So this makes it very difficult. So my arm's kind of locked into position. I can't move it. Pull your hand out of my C grip, come over the top. Now, slowly switch your base. And as you switch your base, keep this weight down and slowly pull my elbow up. So you should.
Shoulder.
So my elbow. Don't worry about the shoulder. No, my elbow. Because if you pull my shoulder up, I'm going to come up with you. Okay. So pull my elbow. Yeah. So that turns me. Now drive your hand deep. There's your kimura. That's pretty much on. Step over my head. Right, same deal. Hand on the ground. Pull my elbow. Yeah. So not the shoulder, guys. Elbow. Okay. If you pull my shoulder, I'm going to sit up with you. So just attack the elbow. Okay. This comes on really fast if you've got old man elbows and shoulders. It should come on relatively fast anyway. As a worst case scenario, right, if you feel the person's hyper flexible or really strong, switch on them. So switch base again, babe. So hyper flexible or really strong. So say I'll grab your hand from here. I'm going to switch on because people can't see what we're talking about. Okay, so I'll grab your hand and I'm going to win this C fight. So that hand goes nice and deep. Walk your bum towards my head. But I'm like, nope, no way, no way. So put your left hand as deep as you can. Nice. Now, put your right leg over like you're going to mount. Grab my leg and now roll onto your back. Nice. Now lift my arm up. It was the worst case scenario. I can't move. That would be a worst case. You have to finish the fight. There's 10-15 seconds to go. They're not going to get sweep points because I'm in a submission.
And it's a reversal, isn't it?
Well, yeah. So regardless, because I'm in the submission. Okay, let's have a play around, guys. 1, 2, 3.
Is it only a reversal from a mount or is it
Side control, mount, knee ride, north, south. It's a sweep if it's from any kind of guard.
Okay.
It must be from guard to a sweep.